Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So let's just get right to it. Can Damian Kane be trusted? Part 2. And we know a little bit more about him. We know he did kind of ease up on the whole Amy thing, and that was a big part of the reason why I did not like him. But can he be trusted, though? That's the question. That is the question. We don't know if he plans on doing a double course. We have no idea. But I trust him. My question is, who ya? Now let's sit there and go through roll call. We'll get this started. As always, I'm one person. There's 11 people in the chat. I'm clearly not going to get to everyone, and I'm not even going to try. So just have some fun, and we'll get right to it. Amy's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Krista is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Ryan is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Blackmon, AK Mr. GQ's in the chat. Monique is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Ronnie Ron is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Tanya is in the chat. How you doing tonight? I said hi to you, right, Amy? Why is it not letting me go like that? Crystal is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Hope everyone had a good day. Monique said thought Abu wasn't doing a live today. No, that was Tuesday. No, Tuesdays is usually my day off. It's usually just the hardest day. It was always the hardest day to do a live stream, but now that you have 5 soap operas, it makes it even more difficult. So yeah, it's usually Tuesdays. Hope everyone had a great, lovely day. Doing good, Black Mon. I was off today, so I was actually really good today. Hope you had a good day as well, my friend. GH fan, it's good to see you. I'll sit there and lay down some ground rules. I know you are a Super Michael fan. I know that you are a very passionate fan. I can appreciate that to an extent. Let's just remember tonight we are here to have fun. Okay, we're not gonna agree on everything, and you're not gonna agree with everything with people in the chat, which is understandable. But if you disagree, you disagree, and don't interrogate them on why. You know, people are gonna feel differently than you, and it's understandable and it's okay. So just learn to agree to disagree. I'll sit there and say that right off rip because um, yeah. I'm not going to sit there. I want to have fun, not a headache. And I know you want to have fun too. So, now, loafer on. Start out with some nice OJ before I get into the heavier stuff. Let's talk about it tonight, people. Wink, wink. She says, agree to disagree should be the motto for your channel. Yeah, I mean, back in the day it was the Wild West, and I was still kind of, a little green with this whole streaming thing, but yeah. That's why I figured I'd lay down the ground rule now. This way, anyone starts to act up and be like, well, I fucking tried. Womick says, I got the notification saying you won't be live. And then I got a notification saying, can Damon be trusted part 2? Oh, yeah, that's weird. That's true. That's weird. And that notification was from yesterday, so that's weird. Wink says, I heard about those Wild West days the other night. What Kyrie's is talking about it? Ryan says, I do have to correct something you said on Jay's review. Drew didn't say that Michael hadn't talked to his kids at all. He said that Michael hadn't talked to them without Willow. All right, now we gotta, yeah, that that was something. Hell, it was so bad I had a T-shirt about it. Kyrie's talked about that too, right? Yeah, Ron, we're gonna talk about that tonight as well. Yeah, It was so bad that we called it Drama Friday. I think we called it Drama Friday because that's when it used to always happen. Yes, you. Yeah, I'm not wearing that anymore, but it's in the closet. It's literally in the closet. What's good, Sean? Kyle still wants Audra. I think Claire will try to. Did you watch tomorrow's episode or something? Because that didn't happen today. So what made you say that? Tanya says, same with me. I saw the notification. I'm glad you saw the notification for tonight's stream. It's just kind of weird that you. Okay. I'm glad you saw it. I'm glad the notifications sometimes work. Um, LaShawn says Kevin went to Salem High School with Phil, Mimi, Jan Spears, and Chloe. He was a nerd that slept with Mimi Lockhart. Okay. I thought he was an asshole, Ryan. I thought he was an asshole. And I thought that the guy deserved more than a drink thrown in his face. We're going to be honest. He deserved more than a drink in his face, but, we're living through PC times. So I'm glad you did get the notification for tonight, Tanya. Yeah, it was bad. And if I remember Saturday, I'll tell you about some of those songs because I still remember that shit vividly. So I will tell you about those times in the memory stream, just in case certain people are listening in. I mean, Sean, where'd you get that from? Did you watch yesterday's episode? Because all they do is snipe at each other. So I don't understand where's the seduction supposed to start. Anthony, the number one YouTuber, how are you doing tonight? Why is this just so slow? Um, okay, Ron, you already said that once, and I didn't read it the first time, so I'm not reading it again. I will say this much though, Ron. I don't understand how she goes to Kayla and says, when she's like, well, he did a lot of things and you hurt a lot of people. She's like, yeah, but that happened in the past. And like, okay, but like just because it happened, like, is that your way of justifying you being with AJ, knowing what AJ did to your sister? Wait, it's out? When did it come out? Holy shit! When did it come out? I'm not gonna have any money this month. That's damn sure. When did that Karate Kid Legends? Okay, you watching it another way? Okay, never mind. Sean says Albert Kyle told Claire he needs to find out Archer's company. Okay, but Sean, are you watching tomorrow's episode? That's what I want to know. If you're watching tomorrow's episode, I don't want to be spoiled, but are you getting that information from tomorrow's episode? Like, yo, I know the movie's coming out soon. So is top. I mean, so is Mission Impossible. I've been watching that series since high school. Watch. I doubt that, Wink, because that movie doesn't come out until the 30th. Like, I just went on my phone because I was like, wait, hold on. Oh, okay. Well, all right. You can kind of keep that information to yourself. I'll watch it and see. I'd rather not be spoiled personally. I think they're both look. I think they're bad. Yes, I'm asking if you're going to. Oh yeah, no, I'm going to go and see it in the theaters. Yes, yes, like I'm going to go and see it in the theaters. I mean, one, I want to see it, even though I'm not liking the ideas of this movie at all. I don't understand how you call a Karate Kid, yet he's doing kung fu. Like, there's a lot of things, but I'll get to that question one minute wrong. But I'm gonna go and see it though. Oh, it is gonna be last. I can't wait for that one. But you know, Ryan, both of their plans are bad. Both of their plans. And I don't like how Carly's and that they're trying to take the kids away from Willow either. They both look bad. That's how I look at it. They both look bad. But yeah, I can't wait. Like I said, Wink, I've been watching that movie series since junior high school. Like it's weird. It's weird to sit there and grow up with a movie franchise. What's good, Double C? Um, I was like, "Where's her friends?" Well, of course, Ryan. She's a bad kid, and she emulates her behavior from Kristen. She emulates her behavior. When you're a rich girl and you can't have kids go to your birthday party, that's sad. Frank says if it was up to Tom Cruise, he'd be jumping out of a falling plane until he's 90. I know. I'm like, yeah, listen, Vince Rain and Simon Peggy or Peggy Simon. Like, well, Tom is an adrenaline junkie, so it's just weird growing. Like, I think the first movie came out like 1998 or something. It's 2025. That franchise has been going on for 25 goddamn years. How weird is that? And yes, Monique. Yes, Monique. Carly is making the situation worse for Michael. Eh, I'm not gonna really go with that one. But Carly, yes, Carly made the situation. Carly is making the situation worse. And no, because he's been drugged. He's been drugged. So Wing says if it was a okay, all right there. Oh, 96. God, oh my goodness. Yeah, but she's been living with Kristen most of the time. So you're not going to sit there and bring that into the equation. 1996. And I think I actually was in junior high school around that time. That's longer than 25 years, but you know what? Honestly, tell you the truth, I'm not even gonna even really go with that. My whole thing is that this is why they should have had another Michael um, ready to go, because I don't want this to be another Carly centric story, right? I don't want this to be another Carly centric story. Oh shit! Wait, That series has been going on for about 30 something years. 30 something goddamn years. 30 years, about 29 years to be exact. Ian unintentionally got Daniel and Tessa close. Yeah. So like it's Yeah, I'm not. What came to your mind when Kristen wanted AJ to tell her about her mother's disappearance? Is that AJ wasn't gonna go for it? That's what I thought. Double C says Carly telling his butt out of Dante and Brooklyn stuff, but cannot stay. Exactly, Double C. Exactly. Wing says she is in every damn storyline. Like, why was she at the hospital and Rocco was drunk? Yeah. Remember when Carly somehow got in the Lexus story when the third brother tried to kill her? I'm like, we're doing this shit again. This is exactly what I'm talking about. We're doing this again. Like we just did this. I can't. I'm hoping. But see, that's the thing that double C. So like whoever is Dumas, it's not Billy. How do you know that? How do you know that double C? Like, I mean, I'm just like curious. Like, do you got some inside information or whatever? I'm excited to see who he's going to be. This is why again I asked the question: Is Dumas? I mean, is Damian? Can he be trusted? Monique said that anyone think Dumas' assistant was a cross between Jeffrey and Spencer Reed. Now I don't know who that other person is, but I do know about Spencer Reed. I do know about Spencer Reed. Look at it like that. Wing said the most disrespectful time was when Elizabeth's parents came to town and she was burning her family's photos and Carly kept one. Like that's none of your business. You're not even friends. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And you know what? Since okay, Ron, I don't know about that. We gonna yeah, I said this in my review today. I couldn't say it yesterday. But I feel like Kat, you think that Billy Flynn and Chad do look similar? That's exactly what they are. That's exactly what they are, Monique. I don't understand why Jocelyn. I don't understand why Jocelyn's so upset about what Emma said. It was like the girl didn't rock with you, so you think they actually do look like cousins? Okay, but yeah, I want to sit there and talk about and I think Ed is probably going to bring this up again. But Kat blowing what Xander said out of proportion when it came towards Felicity. All he said was it was her careless mistake. Um, it was her carelessness that almost caused Sarah her life. And I'm like, they try to make it seem like he physically assaulted her. I'm like, y'all kind of need to calm down a little bit. Like it is not that serious. Jeffrey, the serial cannibal killer. Oh, okay, I haven't really watched the show that much, but now I'm saying that Chad, Demara, and Michael Corinthos are similar in some ways. Good guys in a dysfunctional family. That's true. But yeah, I'm like, oh, you overdoing it, you know? And I don't think that Cat or Chad was like they're trying to understand where Daniel was coming from. Like his wife almost died because somebody screwed up, you know? And I'm like, Cat, you trying to stand on this high moral ground. You hurt a lot of people for what you did. Um, and like you might want to sit there and kind of like, kind of tense a little bit. Like he said he apologized to her. He said he was gonna apologize to her sister. So like that whole extra 4 minutes of her talking just seems so unnecessary. Or if I didn't want to hear it, then I wouldn't read it. So Sean says Albert Cat likes EJ. What makes you think so? Maybe right. I don't know. I guess I can't see it because I watch Days of Our Lives, and when I see a character, I can't necessarily imagine them playing another role. I think that's probably one of the downsides of watching all five soap operas. Like if I didn't watch it and I just looked at it without context, then maybe. Um, but I can't wait for Kat and EJ. So let's see what Belle does. She's gonna go and cry to Marina, saying that you're right all along. You tried to warn me. Okay, right. Why are you repeating that for? Wink says, I saw the OG Nicholas went to days I still saw him as Nicholas Cassidy. Yeah, exactly. That's not what it's not what I want. Yeah, exactly. So it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, and yes. Yeah, that's the plan. That's Drew's plan. Like I said, they both admit they're playing dirty. I just don't like the fact that like, Carly really started to mess up now. That's just her way of trying to fix the mistake or whatever that she made. And I think that's the thing with General Hospital today. General Hospital, in some ways, was kind of on the low end of the totem pole. Okay? And I guess in some ways, maybe Beyond the Gates was there too. Like, I wasn't. Yes, first of all, yesterday episode just pissed me off. One side is playing dirty than the other side, but okay, whatever. Um, what was I gonna say? Wink said Vernon singing was the low point. See, I had to fast forward that. I had to fast forward that. I was like, nah, we're not doing that. I got DVR. We're not. We're not doing that shit today. We're not doing that today. That's what we're not gonna do. I even like even Bill and the Haley stuff just seemed kind of pointless. Like, what was the point of that? Like, all you did was came in his office, disrupted his work, broke his phone, and like, what did it accomplish that they're seeing you two today? I mean, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I didn't talk about Danny like I normally do, which is great, but They were kind of just there to be there. Like yesterday, Ashley. Okay, I'm really starting to just believe that Ashley and fucking Derek do absolutely nothing today. What's good, Lisa? Damn, this shit doesn't care like I wanted to. Well, I don't think that she. Well, Sean, I don't think that she thought that Drew was gonna love her. This was just a more physical thing, you know. In a way, you could sit there and say that she was lonely, and she wanted to hook up. You know, that's what that really came down to. Ron, you watched the episode. It said it was about a gunshot. So she says she woke up from a nightmare after having a gunshot. The problem, Lisa, it's not true. He's just making it up. Um, but the thing is, she didn't go to bed like she wasn't even upstairs fast enough to fall asleep. So how does she wind up having a nightmare about? And also, when Kristen said, "Oh, well, you don't have to worry about that, honey, because we have security," I was like, "Where the is the security at? How many people got either hurt or dead in that house with a bunch of rich people and not one goddamn security guard was there?" Well, Kristen's like, "Oh, well, don't worry, honey, because we got security." Oh, now you got security? Did you think about that after Abigail got killed? Like, I know that these people don't have a budget, but Jesus fucking Christ. Monique says, I saw your thing about Hawkeye and Jeremy not returning, and can you have a show called Hawkeye without Hawkeye? That's a really good question. Maybe they may retool it. I just don't understand. Well, let's be honest, Monique. They wanted him gone. Okay? They wanted him gone, but they really couldn't find grounds to really fire him. So they made him quit. Kyrie said, can't take too long, but had to reveal I trolled you yesterday when I came at Christina when she wasn't in the episode. That was me being messy towards you, going a rant about when when does when done to Drew. That was me being messy towards you to go on a rant when done to Drew. Oh, okay. Are you streaming tonight? I get that one. I get that. And, my friend said he would, he wasn't too sure about watching the Marvel movies after, um, I can't remember the guy's name, but he got screwed over by Marvel. And he played Kane or Kong, I think it's Kane, after they pretty much fired him for something that, let's be honest, he didn't even really do. So I get it. LaShawn says, LaShawn says, Laura and Bell was on State of Mind on Mother's Day. Oh, wow. Yes, I did. Wink. I saw it today when I woke. I'm gonna watch that shit. I'm gonna watch that shit. I kind of felt like they were gonna sit there and make a show with her. So, and I like the character anyway. What's good, Mikal? Are you? Harry says, remember when you said you seen comments that Drew is horrible when he wasn't in the episode? That's why I did the same thing to Christina. I don't understand how that was supposed to make me crash out, but okay. So you talked about Christina yesterday, even though she wasn't in the episode. To troll me? Kane was supposed to be the villain. Yes. But, you know, that stuff came out and Marvel was like, whoa, we gotta fire you. Like, He literally, you see the video of him literally running away from this girl, from this woman. So I get it. Like, I don't understand how you're going to sit there and tell somebody, yeah, you can come back, you're going to get half of your salary, and then thinking that shit was going to be okay. I enjoyed it, Nicob. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I actually, tell you the truth, I think it was actually better than General Hospital today, to be honest. It was damn sure better than Beyond the Gates. I don't know what they're doing on that show. Yeah, I mean, yesterday was the most aggravating episode of Beyond the Gates I've ever seen. Like it really, really was. That shit was. I don't know who Anastasia was, but I was like, girl, you need an ass whooping, and I don't mean a smack. I mean a full blown ass whooping. Trey says yes, but I meant what I said because the nerve of Christina to say she can't trust Alexis. Everything does is for her breath. Um. Okay. What that aside, I I don't understand how she was. You know, my whole thing was like she was cool about it 1 minute. She said that she was gonna let it go 1 minute, and then the next minute she's like, I don't know if I can trust her. Okay, all right. Brian says, "What is it about you that you like?" I'm not asking to be sarcastic. I generally want to know. He's messy. That's what I like about him. He's messy. Well, I mean, I didn't really skip it, Lisa. Oh, Lisa, no. Oh, to answer that question, no. No, Lisa. Sheila's not pregnant. Sheila's not pregnant. Oh, he's messy. I like his character. I always wonder, are you really amazing? I think it's okay. I don't think it's super amazing. It has its moments, but I don't think it's terrible out there. Yeah, I'm still watching it, and we'll still talk about it in these streams. And if I'm up for it, I may sit there and do a review. But oh, of course, Lisa. No, I didn't really skip your question. It's just I'm not going to be able to get to all the questions. But it's okay. Yesterday was just yeah. Yesterday's episode bored my in blood. Like Danny was just not there running around like a goddamn chicken with her head cut off, and Anita has just been a pain in the ass. Like there is no effing tomorrow. Um, Especially yesterday when she was like, "You would never be a Dupree." I was like, "She never was a Dupree. What are you talking about, Tommy? She will never be a Dupree because she's a fucking Richardson." Well, it's not just you, Lisa. It's just I may miss a lot of comments. It's not skipping. It's just missing comments. So don't think of it as skipping. Just think of it as I got my big girl panties on. Um, Cat stayed doing too much, but on some level, I don't necessarily blame her. Say it. I got nothing to say. I just enjoying this nice, smooth taste of Moscato. That's all. It's just a very smooth taste. For yourself, anyway, gotta go. Gotta get going. Have a good night, everyone. Enjoy your stream. See you tomorrow. Yes, you have a great night, Kyrese. You are awesome, and I appreciate you always. That's not what I said, Ryan. But if that's what makes you feel better, that's totally fine. You can think what you want, but yeah. But yes, I mean, I don't think that Kat's doing too much because, in all reality, she might not have orchestrated that whole thing, but she didn't help, and she could have. She could, like Kat said, she could have sat there and be like, "Hey, listen, Mom Dukes is up to something," you know. Yeah, like I didn't like people like I didn't like people knowing exactly where my drink levels was. Oh, Ryan, I just I'm just not built like that. But I don't know. He's one, and Samantha in the beginning, she was a little standoffish, but then she calmed down and she gave her a shot, and they had their little montage, and it was nice. A little need some privacy. No, um, it's just when somebody said that, like they can see the levels in my drinks. I was like, let's not do that. Well, yes, that's exactly true, Ryan. Thank you. That's exactly what I'm saying, Lisa. Yeah, I just, I don't always go with the crowd, Ryan. And that doesn't always necessarily make me popular as far as what other people want to hear, but I don't do it because of what other people want to hear. I do it because I enjoy it. Cherry ice cream was good. How are you doing tonight? I give you my opinion. We can agree to disagree, but I stand on it. Monique says Adam is doing something he never done before. He is being honest to Chelsea about what Victor wants him to do regarding Billy. Yeah, and the thing is, what is he going to do though? Like Victor wants that hit piece. Victor wants that hit piece. Allison W was good. Victor wants that hit piece, right? And so, like, yeah, more or less, Lisa. I mean, but I can get the concern level though. I do appreciate people being concerned, so I never take that for granted. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right, like you know what I'm saying. Like at the end of the day, when I do my reviews, my GH reviews, I don't do it to get. It's not an echo chamber, you know. Cherry says, "Getting there. How are you?" So I'm doing good, Cherry. I'm doing good. I had my breakfast. I had my latte, and I didn't have to work today, so it was actually pretty damn good. Okay, so my computer decides it wants to be fucking stupid. So this is going to be. Lord, I have to switch for a hot minute. So just bear with me because now my computer decides it wants to sit there and do a fucking update. So, I mean, Ryan, I always felt like he was a scumbag. That didn't change from day one. But I'm not a fan of Laura either. Laura's meant to hang out with the local mobster, and that should never just be a thing. But no, Cherry. I'm just worried about you. That's all. Allison, since if you mentioned this before, but do you think Lisa is leaving Wynard since she? Wait, who's Lisa? I want to know who Lisa is first. I don't know sometimes the name of the actors. Just their character. Oh, Luna. She may do both, but we may see her less and less though. But I wouldn't be too surprised if she didn't leave. I wouldn't be too surprised if she didn't leave. I'm glad you told me that though. Okay, let's just put it this way. Hanging out with the local mobster is not a good look. Okay. In any reality, I'm not sitting there saying that as Esmer or Boyles is a good person. Yeah, he's a scumbag. We all know that. But I don't like her hanging out with a goddamn local mob. Listen, let me tell you something. Laura has been pissing me off the day that she decided to allow Cyrus Renault to hang out with her, knowing what Cyrus did to her little girl. Okay, so between the dumb shit she was doing then, when she was sitting up there hanging out with Esme after what she did to Jocelyn and Cameron, and her continuous support of being with Sonny, who was the local mobster. Nah, even if she ain't doing nothing illegal, it ain't a good look. So I can't be cool with that. If you are, that's cool. But for me personally, nah, that's a non grata for me. Non grata on every single level. And Tomas can act. Thank you, Tanya. Tomas cannot act. There's a couple of people in that show that can't act on Beyond the Gate, but well, she don't. Lisa, she don't. She absolutely does not. All right. I'm going to dip out for a hot second. Let me know if y'all can hear me. I want to say cat lady. Thank you, Black Mom. I want to say cat lady. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Ryan. That's a good point, Wink. But see, that's the thing, though, right? That's Laura asked the question, and I'll get to your question in 1 minute, Ron. I feel like your question is going to be annoying as fuck. Um, what was I going to sit there and say? Laura asked a question about, she doesn't want Sitwell to take over. Thank you, Wink. Yeah, I'm like, why am I wearing this right now? I'll put this right here. She was like, well, Sitwell's going to be a lot worse, right? Sitwell's going to be a lot worse. And Sonny was like, essentially, he was like, okay, but is it my job to sit there and take Sitwell out if he is just like Anna got no business being a commissioner?
But like my whole thing is though, like it's not Sonny's job to sit there and put away the criminals of Port Charles. It's Laura and Anna's job to put away the criminals of Port Charles. So like when Laura's like, yeah, you know what, you're right. I'm like, why are you looking towards Sonny like he's the goddamn savior of Port Charles? Yes, he maintains the peace, but at the end of the day, it should not all be on him. I do think that he is kind of dumb for Cynthia trusting Sitwell. That I will say. Um, well, one, yeah, you're right, Ron. That is kind of stupid from a career standpoint. And two, well, there's the whole Sammy thing and just blowing past that. And then three. Three is she should know who she's dealing with. And she sometimes act like she doesn't. So that's my thing. That's my whole thing, Ron. Deluxe. Deluxe says, how do you think Tracy would do as a mob boss? I think she would actually be pretty good. I think she would actually be pretty good, if we're gonna be honest. You know, I gotta look into this whole Garrett thing, right? Because people listen to this saying, listen, if we can't get Chad Duell back, let's try to get Garrett back. Wink says it was something we have been saying for years. Nobody in the police department has solved the crime since the 80s. Yeah, because they got Sonny on retainer pretty much. And like that's just unacceptable for so many reasons. That's unacceptable for so many goddamn reasons. So yeah, we're not gonna do that. Sean says, I still think Cyrus' character was changed after Sam got fired. 180 redemption to kill. Um, After Sam got fired, no, his character was changed way before that, Sean. his character was changed way before that. Come on, are you trolling me, Sean? Are you being serious? Or are you joking? Oh, okay. Yeah, the reading. Okay, hold on. Ryan says, I'm trying to make a point and you're not taking the bait. Oh, I get it. I get it. Drew's the bad guy. Got it. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. That's the point. What's good, Ed? I kind of got it the first time. I just was like, okay. What's good, Ed? Deluxe says, I'm still waiting for. Deluxe says, I'm still waiting for the Rick and Sunny showdown. Rick is involved in all Sunny's kids' drama. He did sit there and say he wanted to go out to Michael because, Sunny's kids. Ron, you know what I like? Okay, I don't like you writing a whole goddamn paragraph. You know what I like though, Ron? When Gabby said that she was trying to make JJ jealous, and JJ she said that JJ hasn't contacted her in a while, right? Ever since that. That's what I like. I'm like, ladies, men don't play that bullshit jealousy game. Okay? We're not doing that. That's what we're not gonna do. We're not gonna sit there and play that goddamn game. We're not gonna play that game. Well, for one, Ryan, there's like 26 people in this chat. So, like, I didn't exactly feel like going necessarily back and forth with you on the whole Drew thing, but I don't understand why you don't put Drew in this gray area. Yeah, because it all comes, honestly, tell you the truth, Ryan, it all comes down to you sitting there thinking that Drew's a bad person. He's not a good person. He's a scumbag and blah, 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 blah. I get it, Ryan. I do. But sometimes that shit just gets a little kind of old. And I don't necessarily feel like kind of going back and forth with you about Drew. You don't like Drew, that's cool. It's a simple agree to disagree thing. Wing says, I was thinking, what if they slowly did away with the mob element after Sonny leaves? What would fill that space since it was such a huge part of the show for over 2 decades? I guess they should probably go back to the hospital stuff, right? I heard that the hospital stuff, um, I heard the hospital stuff didn't exactly really sell that long, you know? Like, and that's why they had to bring in the whole Luke and Laura thing, the adventure stuff, and then they brought in Sunny and stuff. But I think it might work now. I think it might work now. As says Albert, I see GH got a budget because we finally seen another part of Sunny's place again. It's been a few years, and all we saw is the kitchen. Today? Was it in today's episode? Did I miss it? I get it, Ryan. I do. I'm not like shitting on you for it. It's just, you know, it is what it is, right? But should Albert should be ashamed of himself saying that Belle and AJ are a couple? No. Oh, oh, Ron. I should be ashamed of myself. I should probably be ashamed of myself for a lot of stuff. I wouldn't necessarily put that as far as the totem pole stuff. I don't know, Ryan. Like I said, I like Drew. He's a fun character, and you know, he's fun. Um, oh shit. God damn it. There you go. Wing said, yeah, the hospital drama wasn't bringing in ratings, so that's why the mob stuff was hyped up. But even with the mob stuff, the ratings aren't great. Mm. Danny R, what's good, Danny R? How you been? LaShawn says Nicole Walker's father, Paul, was the one that, yeah, I'm not gonna say that, but yeah, I heard. Well, Ryan is good for me. It's good for me, and I think at the end of the day, that's what counts. Ed says I was sunny old house Carly living in. I should have been. Oh, that was probably yesterday's episode. That's probably why I didn't remember that part. Okay. Yeah, that happened yesterday. Yeah. I Yesterday's episode was decent. I'm Emma was just on one. She was on one. And I'm like, I don't understand why Josh and Smith they're acting so hurt, like they was besties or something like that. I don't know. I feel like Josh Joss is usually made out of tougher stuff, and having Emma, who already didn't like her from jump, say all that stuff just seems so. Eh. Danny, my day was awesome because I was off from work. I was off from work. It was awesome. I slept well. It was really actually really good. Ron, Ron, fuck me. Hold on. Oh, you fucking bitch. Hold on. I heard that the woman who threw the apple at Cameron, who played Drew because of his character, is Albert Boss. Ron, that is hilarious. Oh my God, Ron. That is hilarious. So the person that threw the apple at Cameron was my half sister. That's good. That's good. I think that actually made my whole goddamn night. I'm just trying to understand. I know I'm being annoying, but I just don't get it. Well, you're right about the first part. I mean, you're not being annoying because I'm not taking it that serious. But like, if you was being annoying, this would be a totally different conversation. Um, I mean, don't you think the fact that you say that you're being annoying is like maybe you should probably stop? Like, maybe you should probably stop. It's like I'm laughing and I'm finding this funny right now, mostly because of Ron. But I mean, this conversation can go in a completely, totally different direction. Thank you, LaShawn. Wink says to Laura Ron has. Oh, let me tell you something, Wink. I want Ron to write my autobiography. Honestly, tell you, Chief Wink, I'm going to be honest. I think the stuff that he writes is more interesting than my actual life. I'm actually kind of jealous at this point. That's something that I noticed. I'm actually kind of jealous. I'm like, God damn, I don't know who this Albert is that Brian keeps talking about, but shit, he is. It's kind of a boss, and that's why I keep running around. As says Albert, do you think Michael and Willow kids will end up with someone else instead of? Honestly, tell you the truth, Ed, I think if they keep going about it the way that they do, it's possible. Because the courts could be like, you know what? F this family, both of y'all are crazy. And it's wow, you're actually pretty good at. I thought about that during my review. But yes, I want Ron Jules to write my autobiography. I don't think I can trust anybody else with my name other than Ron. You heard that, Ron? Get started. Have you heard about the actor playing Liam on B&B now that he may return to General Hospital? Um, yeah, I don't see that happening, Danny. And we didn't even talk about Beyond Bold and Beautiful, so thank you for that. Um, I don't see that happening. I seriously don't see that happening. And yeah, like Ron says, which is amazing because Ron can actually have a moment of clarity. Um, and that yeah, those are clickbaits. I mean, to be fair, it's kind of clickbaits, and it's also people Smith they're either wanting it or theorizing it, and people Smith they're trying to make fact out of theories, which is something entirely different. You know what I'm mad about right now is I can't blame my favorite two people that I normally blame. Like Jess isn't here and Cat Lady isn't here, and I usually blame those two. Oh, and look at that. You already put their name. You can trust Cat Lady since you both were speaking together and expecting a child. Well, I'm pretty sure that Cat Lady would be very happy of um your very sweet words. But yeah, I can't blame those two. Fuck me. Hmm, Fuck it, I may just blame them anyway. I'm playing Michael with that kill Claudia Main a bit. Yeah, I heard about that, and it's funny. We was talking about like maybe he should play Michael. I mean, I don't know what the guy has been doing since General Hospital. I don't know if he's been acting or if he actually wants to act. Wing says the other night the universe was against you every time you try to end the stream. So, Wink, let me tell you something. First, it was Jazz, and then it was Cat Lady. And I was just like, all right. See, this is, and I always feel guilty when I end the stream and somebody's about to come on. But I realize that I generally do sign up for at least a good 2 hour streams. So, and they're fun. It's just, but see, and that's another thing, Wink. Let me tell you something, Wink. Let me tell you something. Because if I would have sat there, and exactly, I did that mini collab with Samuel, which is always great to sit there and have. Um, but let me tell you something, Wink. If I didn't stream, if I if I didn't stream, I would have sat there and caught hell from Cat Lady. I would have caught hell from Wifey. Um, so it's like I would have been fucked out of the way. I would have been fucked out of the way. But I get it done. I do generally appreciate the people that come in my stream. Even if they come in at 9 o'clock, it's like they still came in. So Krista said Christina's going to Shady Brook very shortly. I mean her ass should probably have been in Shady Brook. But I enjoy it. I just have to always balance it with the real world, unfortunately. He's still acting the actor that used to play Michael, and it would be. Oh, he's still acting. Okay, all right, that's what's up then. Okay, I thought he kind of retired. Yes, I am, Danny. Yes, I am. But that's good to know. Thank you, Ed. Albert, let all in the chat pray for Phoenix Main. Well, what's going on with Phoenix? Rob, what's going on with Phoenix? Yeah, I need you to tell me what's going on with Phoenix. No, but thank you, Ed, because I mean, I would have had to sit there and kind of like look and everything like that. So you save me some minutes on the internet. On the internet. Oh, he's sick. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God damn. Mm. Yeah, my prayers will go out to him. I hate being sick, and oof, yeah, that sucks. I didn't understand what she was doing, Ed. That was my whole thing. It's funny. I said this before you got in. I was like, I don't understand how she seemed like she forgave Alexis 1 minute and then backtracked the next. It's the same thing with Nicole. Nicole seemed like, and Nicole on Beyond the Gates. Nicole seemed like she forgave Andre 1 minute, and then she was mad at Andre the next minute. And it wasn't until Danny was like, "Hey, listen, he's kind of stuck in the middle." That she kind of was like, okay, you're right. Wing says, I don't think it's a cold. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Damn. Mm. Oh. It's weird because I always sit there and call myself the Victor Newman of these soap streets, and I didn't know that. Wayne says, "Why is everyone getting into car accidents? Because people are fucking crazy." Seriously, and I mean, I laugh, but it's not funny. It's like people are fucking crazy. Like, and it's unfortunate, and it sucks that that happened. That stopped and killed Claudia with an act. No, 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 that was Chad Duell. I think that was Chad Duell. Chad Duell was the one that actually. I mean, that was the Michael that stopped Claudia with the axe. But no, Wayne, it's his blood pressure was high. No, it was a car accident. Shit, that sucks. That sucks. I was about to knock off my. I would have been so pissed off if my food would got knocked over. That's true, Ed. Oh, Ed. So you saw it? Yes. Okay, Ed. Let me ask you a question. Um, no, it was true, Gary. Really? Wow. Okay. Okay, Ron. I would take your word for it. You're on point. Um, Ed, what did you think of yesterday's episode? I already sat there and expressed my words for. What did you think of yesterday's episode? That's what I want to know. It's funny, Krista. Um, Cat Lady said the same thing. So I don't know. Maybe there's some volition to that. Ron said he did a video on himself. He stopped at a red light when a woman hit him in the car. Hit his car. Why am I not? Okay. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. That sucks. That's a good question. That's what I'm gonna say about that. When they sent Michael to the island to hide that. Oh, wow. Very good memory, Wayne. Jesus Christ. Okay, that is awesome. Shit. Yeah, that's wow. Okay. Wow. Ed says I like yesterday's episode Beyond the Gates, but Danny and Anita pissed me off and Doug's an idiot. Yo, let me tell you something. Doug and Joey was like the best part. Um, let me just sit there and say something. Anita and Danny can shut the F up forever. Um, both of them are just annoying as hell. Danny's sitting there running around like a chicken with her head cut off, talking about, boy, you will never sit there and be a Dupree. I'm like, she was not a Dupree. So, like, what are you talking about? Ryan says, I'm assuming you're referring to me, so thank you for saying it was a good question. Yeah, no, yeah. Right, no, that's a good question. No, that's a good question. I didn't actually say you, but no, that's a good question. I give you that, Ryan. Give you that. Wing said because after Drew killed Claudia, that's when Jason said he was acting like a little bitch, running his mouth to Lucky. Yo, I gotta try to find that shit. Okay, Wink, I gotta try to find that. I gotta find that. Okay. Krista says Willow needs help. Jonathan! What is good, Jonathan? What is good? Allison says on Beyond the Gates, I want to know who's that guy in the Yes, yeah, that was a good question. Who's the guy that was in there? The white guy, right? Yes, that's a good question, Allison. You have to do reaction video to that scene. It Wink, let me tell you something. If I find that shit, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I know that YouTube is very stingy with that shit, but I will definitely fucking try. Danny says, "Have you saw the new recast of Ted and Judge found out that the actor who played Green?" Yes. I mean, he didn't come on yet, but I do know about that, Danny. No, I didn't, Jonathan. I mean, I saw it, but I didn't actually watch it. I'm like, the movie's coming out in like next month. I don't want to be spoiled. I want to be spoiled. I'm gonna be honest. Did you like it? Don't tell me what it is, but did you like it, Jonathan? That's what I want to know. But no, no, Wink. If I find it, I would definitely try. Ryan says you did imply that she was in the call. You can't say that and then say she doesn't need help. Oh, Ryan. It was good. Okay, good. Oh, he appears tomorrow. Okay. All right. Okay, now, Ed says my semester ends next week, so you can let me know when you want to set up the game night between. Yes, Ed, yes, I definitely will. Oh, that's what's up, though, Ed. That's awesome. That was actually a lot of fun, Ed. I wasn't fully prepared for that, but I'm getting my ducks in a row next time now, so that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun, Ed. So I will definitely sit there and let you know. That's actually something fun to look forward to. Crystal said there has been several mention of Miguel. I wonder if he's coming to GH. Hopefully. Yes, that was actually a lot of fun. That was actually a lot of fun. So yeah, we definitely gotta do that again. I mean, honestly, tell you the truth, Jonathan and Ed are like my two goddamn rock stars, if we're gonna be honest. If I need to know something, so Ron says I heard that the guy that broke into ABC Studios to go after Andre was nostalgic and had to quit. Yes, that's very true, Ron. It's I can't even laugh at that situation. Like I can't even sit there and like make a sarcastic joke. Like it was Wink said Dolly too. Dolly too. Wait, Dolly's in the chat? Oh yes. No, yeah, as far as Dolly, yeah, no. If I need something, yeah, that's yes, that's actually very true. If I need to know something, Dolly is definitely another one of my aces, yes. That's true, Wink. I actually got three aces. Damn. Very fucking lucky. Like, honestly, tell you the truth, I'm very fucking lucky. I am blessed with the best fucking chat. I mean, some other people have like lame ass people in their chats. I'm not gonna say who, even though we already know. Wink says he has a good. Yes, that's true, Wink. Yeah, no. No, they're all three of my goddamn aces. Three of my aces. So unlike other people that have lame ass people in their chats, not that I'm throwing any shade. Totally throwing fucking shade. Maurice, ooh, okay. But I mean, his acting is kind of iffy. So on one hand, that would be good to give him something to do. But I can totally see that people were like, oh, wasn't it that guy that couldn't make it on Beyond the Gates? And now we got to deal with him on General Hospital. I'm just saying. Um, I'm cool with that, Ron. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that because they're age appropriate. I'm cool with that because they're age appropriate, Ron. Let's just be real. Exactly. Oh, Jonathan. Hey, Ryan, you still in the chat? Ryan, let me know if you're still in the chat. Say yes if you're still in the chat. Oh shit. Do you want Nicholas to be? If they give him a good story, yes, Ryan. Nicholas is a decent character. All right. Into one of my vixens get in this chat. Um, if I get a hangover, it's your fault. All right. So if I get a hangover, if I get sick or anything, I'm blaming you, and I might curse you out. So Ron says, Albert, where are you and Laura that put this stunt on having this guy? Wow, damn, Ron. I'm pulling stunts now. No accountability, none whatsoever. Wink. Never heard of it. Definitely can't spell it. I can't even spell it. You, Johnson says you like to drink on the job. I do like to drink on the job. That is so bad. Krista says I want Spencer to come back. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Part of me wants to laugh, but I like it, Krista. So I'm gonna avoid laughing. No, that's true. That's true. I don't like accountability, and I don't think I could spell it. But I'll tell you one thing though. If I do, Ryan, is your fault, and I would definitely curse you out for it. I will wake up in the morning and I got a hangover. I'm cursing you the out. Yeah, that's cool, Ryan. I'm just saying, like I'm gonna blame you, and that's because Cat Lady or Jess is not here. I'm just I'm just saying, Ryan. I'm putting that shit out right now. Johnson says Spencer can come back definitely after that. Jonathan, you are awesome. Do you know why you're awesome? Do you know why you're awesome? I mean, there's a lot of things, but I want you to give me an answer why you're awesome, and I'll tell you if you're right or if you're wrong. Damn, Ron. I'm drinking Connie Pineski's spit. I mean, Wayne, to be fair, I did sit there and blame Ryan because Cat Lady or Jess isn't here. So, because I'm a fan of cool stuff. That's true. That's true. Um, Also, you're still pitching the whole. You're still pitching the whole General Hospital Green Arrow crossover. You know what I'm talking about when I say Green Arrow. He wouldn't be a monster though. As said, Dan Frick, who plays EJ, killed it today, especially when he went into his PTSD with Chris. Oh yeah, no, he was definitely yes. That's true. Dolomedics, I was just there talking about you. I was just talking about you as far as being one of my. Wing says, "Oh, I was talking about Connie Spit." Yeah, that is that's a Ron custom right there. That's a Ron custom right there. He he for some odd reason loves me sitting there thinking about he loves thinking about me drinking somebody else's spit, which is okay. No, Delmex, I was sitting there saying, well, Wink reminded me that you're another person that I go to when I'm trying to think of something, either a show or whatever. I go to you. Have a good night, Ryan. It was great to see you. You aren't actually annoying, so I appreciate you today. No, but you're another one of my aces that I come to if I if I need information on something. So yeah, Dolmax, you're one of my three aces. What? Hold on. Ron, what did I say? Ron says Jonathan Albert was crying and when she called someone fat and told them to shut up. Wow. Dolmax says, oh yeah, we watch a lot of the same stuff. Yes, exactly, Dolmax. You're one of my aces. But yeah, have a good night. Have a good night, Ryan. That was fun. It was okay, Jonathan. It wasn't super great. Like I didn't. It wasn't as annoying as it was yesterday. I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you that much, Jonathan. Yesterday pissed me off so fucking much. Today was somewhat decent. I did like the fact. I mean, Samantha was being kind of whatever with Eva, but like she did mellow out. Nicole took like two steps backwards just to go like one step forward and almost discovered that Danny and Andre was a thing. I don't know. Some of the stuff that went on today's episode, I was kind of like, eh, I could have took it or left it. All right, I'm gonna sit there and switch back to my laptop. Dominic says, oh shit. Dominic says, what part pissed you off? Was it the Dan? Yes, yes. Her sent this thing. Oh, well, you're never gonna sit there and be a Dupree. I was like, she never was a Dupree. She was a fucking Richardson. Like, I get it, Danny. You want to sit there and be big sister and everything, but girl, you are doing too much and you are annoying the living shit out of me. All right, I'm gonna sit there and switch to my other, well, back to my laptop, so maybe some weird shit going on.
Yes, that was it. It was literally um Okay, okay, we're good. Yeah, it was just like her, and also who's Anastasia? Who is that fucking? Here's the thing: I normally don't like to sit there and talk about old people. Yeah, Eva and Anita are getting to eat their words. They are telegraphing Eva turning out to be a Dupree real hard. But again, my whole thing is like she was never a Dupree. Like that's my whole thing. She was never a Dupree. So like them saying that is just like them just being like extra bougie and like bitchy and shit. And it just doesn't work for me. Like they were just really irritating the living shit out of me. Um I was like, Danny and Anita, you can seriously shut the fuck up. Like you can seriously I'm not even gonna lie, like you can seriously shut the fuck up forever. Like yeah, y'all were just doing like way too much. Oh wow, I can see her. Oh wow. I'm just dropping F bombs and everything. Like I'm just dropping F bombs and everything. Okay, let's try to settle that out a little bit. Jesus Christ. Nomax says evil is wrong, but Daniel and Nita seem like they are punching down. Yeah, I mean my whole thing is like the thing is I get it with Anita, I get it with Danny. Danny wants to sit there and be there for her sister. Anita wants to sit there and be a mother, be mama. I hate saying that word, but be mama bear to Nicole. I get that, but like this whole high and mighty attitude is just it's too much. And I get it's a soap opera, so they're gonna be extreme. Have a good night, Allison. See, it's good to see you again. I get it, but like after a while, it's like their bougie ass attitude of you will never be the priest, like you will never be a part of this family. And I'm like, she was never a part of the family before. She can't miss something that she didn't have. Y'all doing too much, and I get it, it's a soap opera, but I just I hate saying this word, but like the extra bitchiness was just like it just was not working for me. It's like you should have saw my short yesterday. Because, like in my short, I told people, hey, listen, Beyond the Gates got renewed. That's good. Like, it's okay. Like, it's okay. And somebody was like, how can somebody not like the show? It's like, it's actually very easy. It's an okay show. I walked away. I know, like, I gotta control myself. I gotta control myself. Allison says, I mean, Ed says, Albert, I didn't look that as a win for Laura in throwing water on board. He was not. Yo, he should have got much worse. And he should have got 5 fingers to the face. Shakira says, I need a break from B&B Liam stuff. Yeah, I'm not caring. I find the scenes this overly emotional sappiness, and they're not gonna really matter. They're not gonna really matter whatsoever. Shakira, that's the truth of the matter. Domax says Eva is doing something that most soap characters don't do when they screw up, and that is have the decency to be ashamed and be. Yes, Domax is going to make a very amazing soap opera content creator one day. Um, he's going to blow my channel away, by the way, and he's also 100% correct. Ron says, "Abby, do you think that the nightmare Little Rachel had was a clue, which means that she it's possible, Ron. It's possible. It's possible. I know that you and Jonathan are still, betting on um, Rachel being the one that power AJ. And if you're right, then I will sit there and acknowledge that. And if you're wrong, if I have the energy, I'll sit there and I don't know, make fun of y'all all night. Oh, okay. Dion is actually streaming tonight. Shakira says, I just finished watching out why now I'm beyond the gaze. Marcus forgiving Eva as his sister and his fam. Marcus? You mean Martin, right? Yeah. Wing says Eva has all the shame Haley. That's actually very true, Wing. I mean, the thing is, she, she somewhat did, but somewhat didn't. What's good, Island? As says, Abahushi, could you think are getting to come out at the nurses' ball? Hopefully, most of them, if not all of them. I was sit there and say, hopefully, most of them. I mean, definitely. Fuck, hold on. Well, Ed, whose secrets do you want to come out the most? I think that's actually the question I got for you. You know, Ron, that's actually very true. Domex says Haley is getting on my damn nerves. She's just pretty and useless. I mean, to be fair, yeah. From a character standpoint, I can see where you're coming from. But let's be honest, Dominics. I will follow that chick on whatever show that she does. But as far as her adding anything onto the show, yeah, I can see that. That's true, Shakira, and he shouldn't have to sit there and take Danny's fucking yapping. That's all she was doing yesterday. I'm like, Danny, you know what? Let me tell you something. You and the Duprees don't own the country club. Okay, that's the bottom line. Y'all don't own shit. Okay, walk around with these bougie ass attitudes like y'all own shit or y'all run stuff. Y'all don't. Like Danny, I get you want to sit there and try to be there for your sister, but girl, you can just, you know. Every time that she sat there and she started talking, I just roll my eyes. I'm like, girl, shut up. Let's sit your ass in the corner somewhere. Ron says Albert Bostic is in denial because he doesn't think that a child can use a pow pow. What's good, Amber? I'm in denial. Have a good night, Tanya. It was great to see you. And thank you for joining tonight. I'm in denial, Ron. You saw that, right, Jonathan? You saw that, right? Because Carly stuck. Well, Carly jumped ahead, make the situation worse. And Diane was like, "You think Michael's going to be ready in 2 weeks?" Now, I had a no, son of a bitch. Hold on. That's not what I wanted. It says, I want Brooklyn, Nina, Drew, and Portia Secret to come out all at once. Hmm. Okay, well, that's cool. I'm glad that you got high goals. That's interesting. We'll sit there and see what your thought pattern is. Okay, okay. I like your goals. I like your goals, Ed. I like your goals. Island says Albert, I love the faces that Nina made during the strategy session with Rick. Is like she was saying that this is a bad idea, and I'm stuck with Three Stooges. I'm gonna love the idea when Nina wound up getting caught, and she lose that connection with her daughter. Okay? I'm gonna love that because she kind of did this shit to herself, and I'm gonna love that. You know, Ed. People said that the actor that plays Ted Richardson, well, the current one that we have, should be Kai's parent or Kai's dad. Which I mean, let's be honest, Ed. Half of the reason why most people are not invested in Kai is because, well, the show did not seem like they invested in Kai that much. So, well, why should we, right? But that's what they sat there and said. Like he should. He's also running some sort of meet and greet. I am too, Jonathan. I am too. It says Albert. They also got rid of his best friend. Oh yeah, that dick. What was his name? Ed. What was his name? He was a dick. What was his name? I can't remember his name. What was his name? You know his name, though, right? Domex says y'all really want to turn that cat to be Kai's dad. I mean, yeah, people sit there and say he's not a good actor, right? Like Nikisha sat there and said that he was a stage actor. All right, Ed. Quinn. Come on, Ed. His name was Quinn. I need you to really sit there and kind of get ready for this second round, Ed. 'Kay, Jonathan's actually pretty smart. If I remembered that shit, Jonathan's going to give you a run for your money. So Shakira says when Spencer returns, I believe Emma and Spencer be in game after Gio, Trina, and Spencer and Emma's love triangle. Okay, I'll be ready for that. Okay, good, good, good. I'm not gonna lie, Ed, I'm actually really looking forward to it. You don't understand how much fun I actually had having y'all two on the stream. Don't count me out. Oh, I'm not, Ed. You were actually leading the chart. Actually, you won. So you actually won. So RJ again, it might be related to Isaiah. I hope that's the case. I mean, you remember they were all part of the same universe at one point. No, Ed, I'm not counting you out. You're smart, and plus, you won. Frank says I actually thought RJ again was going to be related to Isaac. I'm hoping that's the case. That's how it's always been. Like One Life to Live, All My Children, General Hospital, and to some extent, Poor Charles was all exactly. They are still part of the same universe. Yeah, hopefully that's the case. Unless they rewrite shit, and then they say that they're not. Homer says he's not bad until you see him next to much stronger actors. Then it stands out he could barely hang next to Nicole and Eva. Ain't no way Homeboy can put in scenes to Maurice Bernard's level. That's true. That's true. No, Ed, I will never count you out. Like I said, you're one of my three aces, so I can count you out. Lulu's working for the land. Yes, thank you, Jonathan. Lulu's working for the Land U Banner, the paper that Vicky Lord runs. Oh shit! I didn't. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know that. Um, Vicky runs that paper. Why do I feel like that's just Jonathan showing off? But Okay, okay, broski. That's Jonathan in his not so subtle flex right there. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna sit there and say this now. Where are you, Michael Fairman? Exactly. That's why we sat there when I was like, "Where is my gorgeous cat lady at?" Island says Vicky is Todd Manning's half brother. That's very true. Ed says, "What do you think of Gabby's daughter's secret is?" Yeah, exactly. Why did? Oh, also, Ed, you watched my review. Hopefully, you shared the video. But that's a good question. The fact that she didn't sit there and ask her two dads for money, but she asks Gabby, who probably doesn't have that much money, is interesting. I don't know what her secret could be. Ooh, what if she's pregnant? I just thought about that off the dome. What if she's pregnant at? Sean said, "Is Isaiah Gannon going to perform? Is Isaiah Gannon going to perform on the Nurses Ball?" Oh Lord. Lisa says, "I sure hope he does." Brockway, what's good, Brockway? Dominic says maybe they could bring Todd back to play with Carly. He was in publishing too, and they loved giving Roger how it work. Well, they talked about it today, Dominic, and they said that she's coming back to Salem. Oh, don't well at Island. I will be reviewing the show. I won't be reviewing Nurses bullshit, but I will be reviewing the episodes. So definitely watch out for the episodes. Ed, let me know if you actually shared the videos. Well, share the Days of Our Lives review this month. Okay, all right. Good to know, Jonathan. LaShawn, no, he will not be on tonight. I think he said he's going to be on tomorrow. He's working on his book, so he'll be on tomorrow, hopefully. So, but yeah, whenever you can, whenever you can. I do appreciate it. So thank you. Part of me hates how fast they age kids up on days, but already makes sense being aged up than hell than Holly and Tate does. Okay. Johnson says this year primetime TV show schedules is lackluster. Are you talking about the CW that once bel I can't believe it's to say once beloved actually network that turns into total fucking garbage? Lisa says Big Brother is back for another year. Let me tell you something, Lisa. Big Brother is never going away. Like I will be surprised. Lisa, let me put it this way: Big Brother is going to last for at least another 10 years, guaranteed. Johnson says from on TV in general. Yeah, I mean they have a couple of shows. Like Jonathan, right now they it's not primetime TV. I guess Paradise is actually good because they did put that on there. They have WWE. Film says they have WWE JR edition on there at least. Yeah, they do. I mean, they always have wrestling on there. So like that's nothing new. It's everything else that they have on there that's the problem. What did you pick up, Jonathan? Okay, no, you know, fuck it, let me guess. Yeah, at least another 10 years. I guarantee you another 10. Fuck it, I'll sit there and say 8 years. All American. I'll say it right now, All American, Jonathan. Tell me it's All American. Tell me it's All American. I'm gonna sit there and look that shit up right now, Jonathan. Tell me it's All American. It says I watched Michael Fairbank video with the actors that played Martin Smitty and Martin's character named originally Marcus because they changed it. Oh wow. I seriously, Lisa. Oh, they haven't renewed it yet. I guess they will. I bet you they fucking will. It's a new show they picked up. Okay, when new show they picked up, Jonathan? Domex is where all the shows are imported from Canada. Is it Dominics? I heard that some of the shows actually film in Canada. Vancouver, Vancouver actually, like Arrow and some other shows were filmed in Vancouver. So I don't think it's actually really that. Like I think they have a good Law and Order Toronto. Jonathan, are you serious? Jonathan, are you serious? I want to know if you're trolling or if you're serious. Let me check that out. Yeah, Lisa, like I said, I've been watching. Nikisha got me into a Paradise. Frank, if we're gonna be honest, Law and Order has been on. It's been on. To be fair, it's been what the. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not ignoring anyone. I really want to sit there and see if Jonathan. What's the name of the show? It's a Canada version of the show. Canada version. Are you f***ing serious? Bro, broski, what the Lisa says I'm on middle of This Is Us right now. Lisa, how many times did you actually cry during that series so far? Oh Ed, I expect not to. No! Chad, Jonathan's not lying. It's literally called Law and Order Toronto's Criminal Intent. I'm done. In the middle of it. Okay, Lisa, how many times did you tear up? How many times did you tear up or did you cry during This Is Us? Okay, good. Well, Lisa, that shows me that you're not a sociopath, so that's awesome. Seriously, you told me that you're not a sociopath. Unfortunately, I didn't watch. No, they wouldn't have, Jonathan. I'm not gonna lie. I sat there and I looked at it. I was like, yo, I was like, yo, Jonathan, Jonathan's not lying about this shit. Toronto's criminal intent. Uh, I'm not gonna lie, Jonathan. Hearing stuff like that kind of somewhat breaks my heart a little bit. Tomac says, I hate that the show found Bound got canceled. Was the CW will pick that up? Oh, really? I never heard of that. And it says CW has a new show called Sherlock and Daughter set. Ed, are you joking? Because I'm actually going to put in effort to sit there and look this up. So tell me you're not joking. Sherlock and Daughter. CW. What the fuck? No! Lisa said Black Ryan watching Dean Weston die as well. No, I was actually kind of pissed off. I'm not gonna lie, Lisa. I was more annoyed by that. Hell, even the actor that played Dean was kind of perplexed by that. I know, Jonathan. I just, I, I just looked at it. I just looked at it. I mean, listen, if I was gonna have a crash out moment, that shit would have been it right there. Shakira says no days Holly and Doug Jr. are engaged. Yeah, I can say that. I can see that, Shakira. I mean, they've been pushing them together for a while, and it's not a surprise. But I like Doug, so and Holly's pretty hot. From the Cheap Wasteland Network, Island says that sounds like crap. Sherlock and Daughter. The BBC version of Sherlock is top tier. I've heard about that Island. I mean, well, it makes sense. BBC does actually show some good shit. I'm gonna be honest. So yeah, I'm not surprised at. I mean, I'm not surprised. Island. Link says, "What is the wildest Law and Order episode you guys saw?" Mine is when a dad took the deputy's gun and shot the little boy in court. Oh, Al said, "All people." Okay, that's not where I was going. that was that where I was going. But I mean, it's actually funny. See, I will sit there and say that. Let me tell you something. I will sit there and say that type of humor. I feel like I corrupted. I feel like I corrupted Dolometics. Dolometics would never. Wait, Dolometics would never have probably said that if I didn't corrupt them. So I blame myself for that. So wait, that's actually my fault. Ron says, "Where's Jerry Prentice and why isn't he back?" And so, Ron, nobody remembers Jerry Prentice except for maybe you and me. Ron, ask people in the chat if they remember who Jerry Prentice is. Damn, Ron, I thought you was actually asleep. No, no, Dog Max, that's not your fault. That's my fault. That's my fault. Let me tell you something, Chad. Dog Max has been one of my subscribers for a while. Clearly, my immaturity has rubbed off on him. Ring says, "Show us your internet tabs currently open." You don't want to see mine. You don't want to see mine. Ask somebody else, Wayne. Don't ask my shit is. My shit is freaky. Tomex has actually blamed Sabrina Carpenter. She has the software to change the lyrics depending on where she is and something funny or dirty. Okay. Well, I want to sit there and blame you for your corruption, but okay. Johnson says, on a side note, Max will once again be called H. They should be called fucking HBO Max. Jonathan, let's just be honest. Nobody sat there and bought that shit. Don't, Jonathan, you remember when people was okay? You remember a couple of years ago, people sat there and said the CW, instead of calling them the Arrowverse, they called it the CW verse, and nobody went for that shit. Exactly. Damn, that's actually pretty good. Shakira says Stephanie and Alex might have their boring moments sometimes, but I still like them as a couple and Endgame. That's cool, Shakira. That's cool. That's cool. Johnson says that was never going to stick. Here's Jonathan. We all knew that was going to stick, but we laughed at the CW for trying to actually have it be a thing. That's the thing, Jonathan. We all had a good laugh at the CW's expense, and we can take away that. Dominic says when she was in the UK, she said, "I'm on the BBC." Oh my god! I wish I could sit there and take. Wing says I still call it HBO. To be honest, I've always called it HBO Max. And it says Albert, LOL, not letting Jonathan one up me. And you, what does Sabrina mean by that? By BBC? And you should that because well, you're one of my aces. So Ed, there's my ace, there's my aces, and then there's my top ace. But yeah, no. But it's funny though, Jonathan, is that what's his name? Michael Rosenbaum actually had somewhat of a adverse reaction because he was like, him and Smallville started the Arrowverse, right? Like before Arrow, like there was no Arrow without um Justin, whatever his name is. Like they started the Arrowverse. So I get with Michael. And by the way, he did an interview with Tyler H. Y'all are innocent. Thank you, Ed. That's what Michael Rosenbaum said. Johnson says yeah, Safe in the Mail reacted to it. Of course he reacted to it. He sure reacted to it. Um them Smith they talking about it's called the CW verse. All right, bro. Lisa says the original Rick was in the band. The original, Lisa, the original Rick, people said that he came across as more of a designer than this version of Ridge. That's true. That's true. Island says I only watched Arrow for 2 seasons and quit. Well, I mean, Island is a rumor, and I don't believe in this. They say that any CW show that's good has 3 seasons before it goes downhill, right? I don't necessarily agree with that, but and that's for any CW show. If a show is good, Lisa says I agree with that statement. You mean my 3 season rule, Lisa? Johnson says it didn't make any sense because now all the DC shows on the CW took place at the same universe. You know? Well, at the the Ridge one, okay. Yeah, all their heroes on there and the Justice League and Justice Society. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they did it better because they had more time, right? If you think about it, they had more time. People watched those shows, they grew up those characters, so it just came out of a better product from a character development standpoint than the way that the movie verse did it. That's the issue. Like, yeah, they didn't have the special effects and everything like that and the big names, but they had character development. and that went over a lot, especially if you watch pretty much all the CW Arrow shows. Domax's the original Rich was more of the classic so pretty boy type. He looked more like a male model. He also dressed a lot different. Domax says the three-season rule is so accurate, plus with high school-based shows, that's about the time that characters are in college, and it's tough to transition from teen shows to college. That's true. It's actually very accurate, Domax. Alan said that is true, Albert, about the CW. That's why I prefer the British shows. They're much shorter episodes and seasons wise, well, except for Doctor Who. The thing is, Island for me, I um, I watch a lot of streaming shows, right? Because let's be honest, Island, when you talk about the CW shows, there's 20 something episodes, but they don't necessarily get to the point. A shorter season means that they're going to get to the point a lot faster. Yeah, it's fun to sit there and watch these characters and everything, but 22 fucking episodes, that it seems like it's good at the time, but then when I think about character stories, development, the shit just doesn't work out. They start putting in too many filler stuff and it just does not work. Well, yeah, and the thing is, to be fair, Ed, if you now I'm somewhat of a comic book nerd, and part of the reason why they actually made Arrow was because they felt like they kind of overused Batman. That's why if you go back to the Arrow stuff, they have the Arrow plane, the Arrow um boat or whatever. Like Arrow's kind of there to you know because they can only use Batman stories for so long. That's the truth of the matter, and it's like Arrow is kind of made to kind of I guess kind of get over the Batman fatigue. Johnson says, but if the seasons are shorter, they wouldn't be able to air in syndication. That's the counterbalance, right, Jonathan? You're correct. But I don't know, Jonathan. I mean, that's the question, though, right? Do you want a longer season, or do you want a shorter season that gets to the point? Domax's hour was just Batman with exactly. Yes, thank you, Dolmex. Yes. Wayne said, "Did anyone catch Billy being loud and wrong today?" He said, "Victor raised Adam. Hope raised Adam. Sometimes I think the new writers don't know the." Yes, that's true, Wink. But sometimes you can just say things in the heat of the moment too. Like seriously, sometimes you can just say things in the heat of the moment, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're being accurate. It just means that you're just saying shit in the heat of the moment. Lisa says her work was supernatural for 15. But, but, what? Okay, Lisa, okay. I prefer longer because I like more material. But even if they don't get to the meat of the story, because here's the thing Lisa says it worked with supernatural for 15 years. It worked with supernatural for 15 years, Lisa, because, well, super, let me put it this way. There's things called fillers and side quests. Okay, there's things called side quests. Supernatural was built off of side quests. So, they hunt monsters and things of that nature, which is great. And they always have a main villain. But Supernatural is also about hunting monsters and stuff like that. So it's Supernatural worked because they didn't necessarily always have to get to the main person because they were hunters. So that's the reason why Supernatural worked. Shows like Arrow and Supergirl and stuff like that, them going after side quests as opposed to going at the main villain was just kind of annoying. If that made sense. Be careful, Robert. Oh no, I'm very careful. Um, oh, you mean with the drinking part and getting sick next time? Well, at least you said something, and I want to credit you. As says our team will fix that with shorter seasons and 2 seasons with a part and B part two. But the problem is that they did that in the beginning, and then they decided to go for more episodes. Island says Supernatural was the Brothers Grimm. Yes. Shakira says boring nurses ball next week. I know. I'm so not looking forward to it. Oh, talking about Supernatural. Um. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not going to spoil it for people. I'm just saying, Lisa. It was. I mean, it was side quests. They were hunters. They hunted monsters and stuff. So like, they were able to get away with that. Yeah. But stuff like Supergirl and Arrow and whoever else always had a big bad. And there was times they chose not to focus on the big bad because they had their monster of the week formula. So like that, and it's funny because Jonathan said that. Where the fuck did Jonathan's comment come in? Jonathan says when seasons are short, you have to wait longer for them to repair. That's true, but I'm cool with like I guess I'm cool with it now because like the quality is going to be worth the wait. But this is something that Jonathan said. Jonathan said I prefer longer because I have more material. That's how I felt about Team Wolf. I was like, cool, listen, and 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 even like Tyler Posey, whatever, was like, listen, guys, we got more episodes, so it'll be even more Team Wolf. The the problem was the like the problem was like they started detouring from like the main story. And although it was cool to sit there and see it, I realized as an adult, I could have probably skipped some of those episodes to kind of get to the more meat of the story. As says Teen Wolf also had a plan to make it 100 episodes. Well, yeah, because they were trying to go for syndication. Like I think how the year job said. But I don't know. It's like I said, it's interesting. Jonathan talks about that as far as more material. And when I was watching it, I was like, this is great. But then I started watching stuff like Daredevil on Netflix. And I realized 8 to 10 episodes really got to the heart of the matter. That's the thing. Lisa said Jensen and Jared could get away with anything. Highland says if a show has a lot of episodes, then the material should be good. The problem, yes, in theory, Highland, in theory, you're right. But I mean, it's not always the case. And I've seen it. I've seen shows that would just go on 22 episodes and would not be good. So, I mean, that's the thing. Ideally, Island, every episode from every show that you're watching should be good. But when you watch these shows, and you start to, you know, Lisa says Lucifer is a good show. No, no, to be fair, Lucifer is a good show. Um, I know Island says that no, Lucifer fell off, but I don't know. Lucifer is a polarizing show, Island. Like either you like his personality or he's insufferable as shit. I like his personality, so I rock with it. But I'm glad that they did shorten the episode count when he went to Netflix. Johnson says, imagine if they started the nurses' ball and it immediately ended for a hostage crisis situation. Hostage crisis, I would love that, Jonathan. I would fucking love that. It did in rather bad way. I can debate that, but I do see where you're coming from. And it says also Black Lightning and Superman and Lois worked out better with shorter seasons, even though, yeah, as I said, Lucifer was my show. It's actually funny, because here's the thing: when you click on like a short or whatever of Lucifer, they keeps they keep they keep like showing you episodes or like clips of Lucifer, and I fucking love that show. I actually posted on Facebook how much I love that show. And it's funny, Ed, because I tried to get Justin to watch the show, but she watched it and she had the. I mean, and again, if I had to sell Lucifer, I'm like, are they going to love the show or are you going to hate the show? And I can see why people would hate the show. I fucking, I love the show. And fuck it, that's the thing. His daughter was annoying as shit. His daughter was annoying. I heard about that show. I didn't watch, but I heard about. I also heard about the actor that had an issue, like he got fired or some shit like that. Lisa says my favorite was the first season. The first season of what? Johnson says right before anyone saying that the nurse's ball armed robbery could burst in. I'm not gonna lie, Jonathan. I would love that shit a lot more than Smith is sitting through those awkward ass performances. As said, Lucifer's daughter was a pain. She was a pain. Oh, it's the first season of Lucifer. Okay, okay, Lisa. She was a pain. She was a pain, and yeah, she was a bit. She was actually insufferable. Like she was a person that didn't know the whole situation, the whole story, and for like 8 or 7 episodes, all she did was just sit there and be completely and utterly bitchy to Lucifer, and it just yeah. I can see I can see the ending being controversial. I can see the ending being controversial. That's the thing, Ed. When it comes to its endings of a series, this one didn't rank that high. Most endings towards shows have usually failed me for one reason or another. Island says best episode of Lucifer for me was the Coleman. He was a praise. That was actually good. That was actually good. I mean, that was actually good. Island. Oh, me, Jonathan, no, I watched it all the way through. I watched it all the way through. The God one was controversial. The God that like when God actually came in, I'm spoiling for people. I don't give a shit. You can still watch it, but the God one was controversial. And it says almost forgot to bring up Laura and Sunny scene yesterday with Sunny telling Laura that yeah, it's actually funny, Ed. Yeah, we did talk about that. And I sat there and said, like, it's not Sunny's job to sit there and go after the next criminal that's going to do harm to poor Charles. It's Laura and Anna's job to sit there and do it. Island says I started watching as season 5. That's actually kind of weird, Island. I mean, listen, it's your taste and everything like that. I just, part of me kind of sits there and look at that. I'm like, you stop watching season 5. You're halfway there. Like, let me tell you something. Like, for me personally, if I don't like a season of a show, I stop watching after the first season. Um, okay, Jonathan and Ed, what's the show? Oh, fuck, okay, no, I'll sit there and say it anyway. What's the show when you had it was on Freeform? Okay, it was on Freeform, and it was witches, and it was witches, but it was also like a military theme. Okay, what's the name of the show? It was on Freeform. It was witches, but it was in a military form. That's what I want to know. I remember that, Jonathan. I was kind of psyched about that because it was kind of cool to sit there and see Tom Welling. Yes, Ed and Jonathan. Yeah, I got no, no, Lisa, no. Oh, that's correct. No, Wink, it's actually called Motherland of Fort Salem. Wink, that's a good show too. But no, that's the name of the show. Damn, Jonathan. Never knew that show existed. I believe you. I'm just, now Jonathan is a force to be reckoned with. So I'm not gonna lie, Ed. I was kind of assuming that both of y'all would sit there and answer it at the same time. But, okay, that show. What year was that? That's a good question. Jonathan, what year was that? Fort Salem, Freeform. Oh, 2020. God damn. Oof, okay, that's depressing. Yeah, I watched the first season and then I never watched the rest of the seasons after that. Damn, Jonathan. Jonathan, you always you never cease to amaze me. Yes, I'm gonna get this game night going and thank you to Wink because Wink actually kind of gave me some tips on how to do it. Even cream for a scale back one script that shows. Oh hell no, Jonathan. And he's serious. I don't even have to sit there and ask him that. He's serious. Hmm. I'm not the only person that starts late for the shows. I haven't watched that channel since Secret Life of American Teen. Yeah, like I said, I watched it during the Fort Salem thing. I watched the first season, and I wasn't super impressed. But Ireland sat there, and Ireland sat there and watched a whole couple of seasons, and stopped on season 5, and was just like, I don't know. I'm just like, if you went that far. Johnson says during ABC Family Days, Kyle X Watch continue to be my favorite show. Yeah, I can't actually really. Yeah, it should have stayed ABC Family. Never liked the name change. Ed, do you know why they changed the family? You know why they changed it though? Because let's be honest, Ed. Okay, from what I understand, um, I did like Alex Y. Johnson. Um, some of their shows wasn't necessarily family friendly, so they kind of had to change the name because some of their shows was a little more edgy. Hell, I think even American Teen or American Teenage whatever, they dived into some subjects that wasn't necessarily family friendly. Like yeah, exactly, like the teen shows, they weren't necessarily. I mean, if you're gonna sit there and say ABC Family, it should be like more wholesome and stuff, and not really like Pretty Little Liars. The secret, yeah, exactly, like Pretty Little Liars, like that. Switch that birth, yeah. So you see what I'm saying? Like that's why they couldn't. Because I sat there and I was like, it's kind of dumb. But then when I kind of heard the official reason why they changed it, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Wayne says same thing with The Walking Dead. Can't understand how people watch so many seasons just to stop because of a character's death. It got so much crazy after people stopped watching because of Negan. Okay, wait, I'm not gonna lie. I did watch that. Okay, that's a controversial scene. Like I didn't watch Walking Dead, but I watched that part. And, oh my god! Like I think that was probably the most controversial scene that I've seen in a very long time. Switch that bird. Like that kind of turned some people's stomach. I'm gonna be honest. Like that was kind of a lot. Wait, that was kind of a lot. Ed Jonathan. Well, did y'all see it? Ed, did you see that? Johnson says a lot of shows they had were similar to those of the CW. Yeah, so you couldn't put those in. You know, Island says, yeah, Lucifer just got a bit weird. To be honest, I quit shows a lot if it falls off. I like when the shows is more serious. I go back to watch waste my time. Yeah, I can see that. Like, I can that I can kind of see on some level. I can see that. That was way worse. Okay, Ed, let me set the scene for a minute. I like shows that have the balls. No. I mean, I get it. I'm just saying, like, I feel like it's been a while since you watched it. It just is so. I think the way that the emotional tone of him just offing people like there was no tomorrow. Like it was kind of gut wrenching. And this is a person who hasn't watched the show, watched the scene, and kind of taking things a little bit out of context. You know, And granted, at the time, you didn't know who actually got off, but brutal. It was a brutal fucking scene. It was a brutal scene. Lisa says Nina was on Lost as well. Yes, Lisa. Nina, Ian Somerhalder, Michelle Rodriguez, just to name a few. Those are the people that I remember, Lisa. And there's probably more people, but yes. Besides the big names. Husband. Oh yeah, no, I didn't actually. Yeah, wow. Johnson says for years they were obligated to keep family in the channel's name because of CBN. I never heard of CBN. Island says, okay, no, I get it. Ed. I mean, I get it, Island. Like, okay, I do get, I do get that you don't want to waste your time on watching something that is a waste of time. I like that's the part I do get. I guess I guess for me, like, okay, I compare that logic to Riverdale, right? Like, I didn't like the last two seasons of Riverdale. I didn't, but I was already kind of knee deep in it, and I didn't see the point of like quitting it at that point. Like even Legends of Tomorrow, I didn't like the last couple of seasons. It was a chore to watch. Maybe because I'm a Leo, that I have to certain loyalty when I start watching the show. That I don't stop watching it um, with certain conditions. CBN is the Christian Broadcast Network. The people. Oh shit. Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's your wank. He's still on business. Oh, you're a Gemini. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I have certain conditions. If I don't like a show in the first two episodes, I'm gonna stop watching it. If I don't like a show in the first season, then I'm gonna stop watching it. Lisa says I'm a Leo too, Albert. You're a Leo. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, all right, that's interesting. That's interesting, Lisa. Yeah, Lisa, 20 seconds for me, August 22nd. As says, I couldn't get into Riverdale and Legends did because hard to watch with the final seasons. I get that. I get that, Ed. But I think, again, Ed, for me, that's the thing. Like, I kind of had to finish it. Yeah, I had to finish it. Um, like I said, I'm watching Paradise right now, and it's intriguing. It's intriguing enough for me to keep on to it. So, I mean, let's be honest. Those last couple of seasons, as was fucking garbage. They were they were fucking terrible. Whoa. Johnson says Freeform supposedly has a new scripted show in development. One is a vampire show. Jonathan, let me know when you know more information about that. I'm not joking, Jonathan. Let me know. I don't want to sit there and say that's part of your job description, but let me know. And also, share the videos. Yeah, I have. I have a 2 episode rule. That's why I asked. Yeah, okay. Now Wink said, "Yeah, I have a 2 episode rule too. That's why I dropped She-Hulk." Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I don't know what they were doing with She-Hulk. I watched the whole thing. I'll say that much, but no, I get it. I honestly heard about Riverdale, but it became a joke after it went on the herd. It it went into a season into an era that I just have so many problems with. And it's funny. I'm glad you brought that up because there's so many times I'm sitting there like maybe I can do a video on it. Maybe I can sit there and talk about it. Maybe I actually will. Wayne says I'm a stubborn as a Taurus. Ooh, Wink, you know who else is a Taurus? Do you know who else is a Taurus? Jabot is a Taurus. As says everyone was leaving. Everybody was leaving back to back. Everyone was leaving back to back to what? Hold on. Legends. Okay. Yeah, that's true. Well, of course, Jonathan. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm going to sit there and say about that. Wayne says it's going to be hard to be interviewed with the vampires. You know, it's actually funny, Wayne. Okay, I tried to watch that show. I did. And I think like 40 minutes into that show, and I was just like, yeah, I can't do this. Like, I couldn't do it. I could not fucking do it. And it, probably why. I just saying, Rick, I'm just like, yo, Jabot is actually a, fucking what you call it. Jabot is a fucking Taurus. I mean okay. I know it sounds bad. That should not be the only reason why you don't like him, but that should be one. That should be one of many reasons why you don't like him. Um, I don't know. Like I said, I tried to watch Interview with the Vampire, and that didn't work. I tried to watch. The fuck was the name of that show? What was Jonathan Ed? What was the name of that show on AMC? Um, something about witches. Um, the hell was the name of that damn show? Is a witch and a vampire. God damn it! What's the name of that show? I tried to watch that, and I got to the first season, and I was like, "This shit ain't working out there." The hell was the name of that show? It's a witch and a vampire. It's a supernatural show. When did the show come out? Never mind, I found it. It's called A Discovery of Witches. When he says, honestly, I don't like people begging. Rubs me the wrong way, especially in this economy. Yeah, um, I don't like people that manipulate their audience. To be honest, um, I don't like that shit. I know how hard it is to sit there and go to a job that you necessarily don't like to sit there and make to make ends meet or do ends meet or whatever. And sit there and come across like, oh fuck it, I'm too lazy to sit there and do that. I'm just gonna have my audience sit there and buy me shit, and expect shit. I have a fucking problem with that. Made for Witches. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. No, it's called Discovery of Witches. Um, I tried to watch that for the first season. I was just like, I'm actually gonna check that out though. Thank you, man. I tried it, and it was just like, you have a great night, Ed. Thank you for joining, and I look forward to seeing you in the next stream. I made it to 2 episodes of that show. Lisa, what show did you make 2 episodes of? Thank you, Ed. You are fucking awesome. Island says She-Hulk was a bathroom for a superhero show. You know, I don't understand what they were thinking when they made that show at Island. I like She-Hulk as a character. I like the actress playing She-Hulk. I don't know why they I don't know why they decided to do that. They spent money on that show, right? So part of me is like, I couldn't do it for just simple, oh, we just want to take a jab at her, or they want to sit there and try to make it seem like, okay, well, like some sort of reverse psychology, like, oh, well, we don't like women superhero led show, so let's show how we don't like them. Like and I don't, sad thing, I don't think it's the worst show. I don't think it's the worst show, despite that one scene on the internet that nobody should be sitting there watching. Link says I tried to watch that show twice. Can't do it. Kept falling asleep. Shit, it kept falling asleep. Damn, that's saying something right there. Shit. Well, man, we've been actually going for a hot minute. But I think I'm gonna sit there and call this stream a wrap. I don't want to sit there and try to slack off and be hard to watch the shows tomorrow since I got 5 shows to watch, and I'm gonna sit there and try to keep up with days. So I'm gonna end the stream here, but I will be back tomorrow because clearly, what the hell not? And I would sit there and say I'm only going to do this for an hour, but I'm pretty sure people are going to come in late. I'm going to wind up sitting there streaming a lot longer than I figured, than I planned. So, yeah. Have a night, Island. Have a night, Blackmon. Have a night, Lisa. Have a night, Wink. Have a night, Jonathan. Have a good night. There we go. Thank you, Wink. You're fucking awesome. I appreciate you. Have a good night. Johnson says, join us next time for another edition of Soul Tabernacle Plastic. Thank you, Jonathan. Jonathan, make sure you when you get a chance, you share the Days of Our Lives review, because that would definitely help those. That would definitely help it out. Johnson says, good night, everyone. Hit the like. Yes, hit that like button because it will get other people to sit there and watch this stream. Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate you. Have a night, Island. Thank you for joining. Have a night, Blackmon. Have a night, Alice. Oh, yes. You said have a night, Amy. Have a night, Cherry Ice Cream. Oh, shit, 25 likes and 18. Well, hopefully people will hit the like button later on. I'm pretty sure it was higher than 25, higher than 25 numbers. But hit the like button on the way out. Share the Days of Our Lives review. I know it's some Days of Our Lives for him, so definitely share that. And I'll see you on the next stream. Laters.